10:45. Report of flames showing underneath the boardwalk by the Sawmill. Repeating, station 45, report of flames showing under the boardwalk by the Sawmill. Time is 14:20 Ocean County.
Breaking news, a 6-alarm fire on an iconic New Jersey boardwalk. ABC 6 Action News in Philly over the scene. Hey everyone, it's Alyssa Caverly. This is Newsbreaker. Here are the 6 things we know right now. It's happening on the boardwalk at Seaside Park. This video from NBC Philadelphia. CBS Philadelphia reporting that the fire is a 6th alarm. The boardwalk is now being evacuated. CBS Philly says the fire reportedly started at the Core Brothers on the Funtown Amusement Pier around 2:15 local time. This photo of the building tweeted by the station. Explosions reportedly heard inside the building. This video from ABC Philadelphia. MyFox Philly says winds were fueling the fire, pushing embers and spreading the fire for blocks. Aerial footage from MyFox Philly. The park was devastated last year by Hurricane Sandy and has only been partially reopened. No reports of any injuries so far.
Lauren also got down to Seaside rather quickly. She's standing by live there right now. Lauren, they tell us the storm is set to roll in, which may or may not benefit the firefighting efforts. What are you seeing there?
Well, they really are hoping that if the storm does roll in, it will benefit the firefighters. That's something, as you just heard Governor Christie mention in the press conference, Mike. But right now, really, you can almost feel the heat from the flames when the wind doesn't pick up. But it is very windy here, and the flames, Mike, it's just so sad to see. After looking at all of these buildings, all of the structures along the boardwalk, the business owners who worked so hard to get back up and running, to see all that hard work destroyed, to watch it being destroyed as we speak is heartbreaking, Mike.
Lauren, from where you are right now, we can see the glow, we can see the flames behind you right now. We heard the governor talk about the trench, the fire trench that they built. They essentially cut it right into the boardwalk at Lincoln. What are you hearing there right now? Has that trench held, or is that in danger of being overrun?
I'm sorry, Mike. I'll have to have you repeat that question. I know you mentioned something about the trench. It's difficult to hear under these conditions, as you can imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was just going to say, as far as we know, has the fire trench that they built, has it managed to hold back the flames? Or are the firefighters there confident about that?
Governor Christie just mentioned that he is very confident that that trench is doing its job. However, when asked, is this fire under control, he said, I just can't simply give an answer right now. By the looks of it, it doesn't appear to be that way from where we are. We're not by the trench. But here the fire continues to roar, and firefighters are working as hard as they can to contain it, Mike.
Well, we're going to turn now to the tragedy at the Jersey Shore. Investigators trying to figure out what caused the massive blaze that destroyed one of the most famous boardwalks in the world. The fire is still smoldering after wiping out dozens of businesses just getting back on their feet after Hurricane Sandy. And ABC's Gio Benitez is at the scene at Seaside Heights with the very latest. Gio.
Good morning to you, Bianna. This fire, we're told, is being treated as suspicious. That's what sources tell ABC News. And this morning, we have new video that could give investigators the information they need.
Their store's on fire. Don't go in.
Don't go in there.
This morning, investigators may be poring over this cell phone video, capturing the start of that massive blaze at the Coors Custard Shop at the Funtown Pier.
About how this fire started, we don't know yet, and it would be irresponsible for any of us to speculate.
From the air, the massive and widespread devastation stretches for blocks. 30 buildings destroyed in the heart of the Jersey Shore. From the ground, tears watching childhood memories go up in flames.
Watching a bunch of memories wiped out in ashes.
30-mile-per-hour winds pushed the fast-moving flames north into Seaside Heights, where last year that iconic roller coaster ended up in the sea following Superstorm Sandy. So much of this had been rebuilt, but this morning the charred debris is a devastating reminder of the pain just months ago.
Sandy was enough for us. Now that we just got done rebuilding, the fire came and took that away too.
The flames stopped by quick-thinking heroes. This is where firefighters broke through the boardwalk to stop that fire from moving any further north. And all that's left somewhat intact, carnival signs like this.
It was helpless, and it was like a feeling of helplessness. It's just a feeling of I'm watching this happen and I can't do anything about it.
25-year-old Bubba DeMuro owns Bubba's Dog House. He had just reopened his restaurant this summer after it was destroyed by Superstorm Sandy.
And then as the wind blew, like, I didn't want to believe it, but I knew that it was the whole thing was gonna go up.
You knew?
And I knew it. I could feel it. It was a bad feeling.
What started as a small fire at 2 p.m. on the boardwalk grew to a 6-alarm blaze. The wind-whipped flames spread so quickly that in just a few hours, the firefighting force grew to 400. All that's left is 4 blocks of charred rubble. This summer, DeMuro says his business was down more than 60%, and after rebuilding, he wasn't able to afford insurance.
I mean, it's the second time this has happened to me in like an 11-month time span.
It's the hardest part.
The hardest part for me is like my whole family works for me. My sisters work for me. My cousins work for me. I have a kid that's been with me since he's 16 years old. That's basically family. And like, not only do I have a job, I don't have a job like none of them do either.
The damage could have been worse if firefighters didn't act fast. They ripped up nearby businesses and parts of the boardwalk to dig a 20-foot trench. Ocean County Fire Chief Brian Gabriel.
Strategy is protect life and property as best as possible. Did we lose a lot of property? Yes, but we had to lose some property. We had to lose a little to save a lot.
DeMuro was one of 30 to lose his business in Seaside Park, but he's determined to come back.
What happened to me in 1 year usually don't happen to people in 50 years. I realize that. But you gotta persevere, that's life.
Firefighters have turned the scene over to state and federal investigators. No word on a cause tonight, Scott, but so far, there's no sign of any suspicious activity.
Terrell Brown in Seaside Park. Thanks, Terrell.
Heights. You can see high winds are fanning the flames that began in a frozen custard shop to non-New Jerseyans, an ice cream stand. It spread, involving at least 19 buildings, bringing fire crews from all around the area. Making it all doubly tragic, this is the same area that took such a heavy beating from Superstorm Sandy. It was rebuilding. The boardwalk had just reopened. The boardwalk that's burning tonight was new. Now it's being torn up to try and stop the flames from spreading. Margaret Connolly is on the scene tonight, joins us now. What's the latest on the fire?
Anderson, the boardwalk that survived Hurricane Sandy just around this time last year is engulfed in flames. If you look behind me, there are about 400 firefighters right now that are trying to fight this fire. The winds are not helping. This reached to be a 6-alarm fire. It started around 2:30 this afternoon. It started at Coors Custard Shop, as you said, 20 businesses were affected, and Governor Christie right now is on the scene. Anderson?
Do we know what caused the fire at this custard shop?
Yeah, that is the one big question that the officials are not even going to speculate on. They say they don't know and they won't give us any answers. We do know that there have been no major injuries. The only injuries so far are with the firefighters, and it's from heat exhaustion. Anderson? And
it seems like this fire has just moved incredibly fast. I mean, the fact that it was able to spread so quickly and has now engulfed such a large area.
Yes, that's right. The winds have picked up. We could see this fire from about 20 minutes away from here. We can just see the fire going down this path of the boardwalk. We did hear from Governor Christie that there may be rain tonight, and that could help them contain this. Anderson?
And the boardwalks that we said reopened this summer after being damaged by Sandy, it's got to be so devastating for the community. What have people there been telling you?
Yeah, it's really emotional here. We talked with a woman that was in one of the bars when all of the smoke came. She said it's the day after 9/11. She was already on edge. She fled from that area, and she also has her family members that are trying to put out these flames. There are also a lot of people that are standing by watching their businesses go down in flames. So it is a very, very sad situation. Governor Christie came out here. He addressed the crowd, and here's a little bit more of what he had to say.
I know how I'm feeling. I can only imagine how the residents and business owners in this area are feeling. My heart goes out to them. That's why I'm here, to make sure that every resource is brought to bear to contain this problem. And listen, this is us, so we'll, as soon as this is over, we'll pick ourselves up, we'll dust ourselves off, and we'll get back to work.
Now, Governor Christie also said that this is an unthinkable situation, and he also advised people to not come down to this boardwalk. Anderson?
More than 50 businesses have been destroyed after a massive fire tore through the boardwalk of 2 New Jersey towns that were still recovering from last fall's Superstorm Sandy. The fire caused millions of dollars worth of damage in the Jersey Shore towns of Seaside Park and Seaside Heights.
This is obviously a just unthinkable situation. For us to be standing here and watching this.
The 6-alarm blaze began around a frozen custard stand in Seaside Park and then spread to Seaside.